Hello, 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 mic testing. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
testing. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So, you all know for what reason we have assembled here, right? And more importantly, today's guest, Professor Shamim sir from IIT Visakhapatnam. IIM Visakhapatnam. And here, one or the other way, generally there will be three categories in any industry. Especially I am from mechanical department, so please bear with me. There will be a craftsman, then technician, and then technologist. So we engineers generally technologists, and we will be managing the things. Most of the times there will be a shop floor. Okay, we will be heading that particular shop floor as a managers, and we have to, get work done from the people, from the craftsmen and as well as technicians, right? Similarly, other departments, one or the other way, you will be managing some things. In any industry, we will be managing, whether though it may be a software industry. Software industry, generally we will be joining as a team members, and later on we may become the team leads, right? Project leaders. Similarly, if it comes to any manufacturing industry, there will be a lot of projects, and we will be heading the projects, right? So one or the other way, we technologists need to handle or communicate with our team, and we have to get the work done. So it is not that easy. It is very challenging, right? So when we are going to face all these challenges, we need to have some amount of at least few managerial skills, management skills. That's why industry is now preferring engineers with management skills. Okay? Engineers with management skills, that is very important. And of late, now, the thing is, very importantly, you people are very fortunate, because IIM Visakhapatnam is giving us a wonderful offer. As you all know, in order to join IIM, we have to write CAT exam. And to the best of my knowledge, it is second toughest exam in India, right? So thanks to the director of IIM Visakhapatnam and other directors who sat together and they discussed in length and depth, days together, and they have designed a wonderful program for us. So for all of NIT Andhra Pradesh students and for NIT Varangal students, they are giving us admissions. Okay? We will be having a degree from IIM Visakhapatnam. Okay? So for third year students, fourth year students, you can register. Last date is 29th. Okay? So program modalities, admission procedure, other things will be communicated to you in a while. So without wasting much time, I invite Dr. Prabhavati Madam to introduce Professor Shamim Garu to the all students.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to welcome our guest today, Professor Mohammad Shamim Javed, an accomplished academician and associate professor specializing in finance and accounting at a prestigious Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. With a distinguished background and a wealth of experience, Professor Shamim is a key person at IIM Visakhapatnam holding significant roles, including chairperson for the CGP NCI program and MGNF, as well as director on the boards of directors for IIM Visakhapatnam. Additionally, he serves as the faculty nominee on the board of governance at IIM Visakhapatnam. In the finance and accounting area from IIM Indore, showcasing his commitment to academic excellence. Prior to joining IIMV, he served as an assistant professor at MDI and contributed over 5 years at SunGard, now which is called as FIS, as a consultant, where he honed his expertise in domains such as public sector, finance, information and knowledge management. His passion for teaching is reflected in his diverse range of interests, including corporate finance, corporate governance, cost management, startup financing, behavioral finance, and financial analytics. Professor Shamim's research pursuits are innovation and entrepreneurship. Since the inception of the IIM Visakhapatnam Incubation Center in 2018, he has been actively training and mentoring startups, guiding them for ideation to implementation. As the program director, he had several flagship pre-incubation, incubation and accelerator programs at IIM Visakhapatnam field. Notably, he has successfully supported numerous startups in various programs, including the Women's Startup Program, Tide 2.0 Program, NITI Accelerator Program, and Social Impactpreneurs Program, among others. Professor Shamim Javad's dedication to academia, research, and fostering entrepreneurial spirit underscores his significant contributions to the academia and entrepreneurial ecosystem at IIM Visakhapatnam. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, NIT AP. Am I audible? Okay, great. Do I have a slide changer or something? No worries, no worries. I will tell you. You can go to the first slide then. Go to the first slide, yes, sir. So I showed you the movie when I was trying to give you the trailer, right? Okay. So we'll get started. As Madam gave me a very elaborate description of me, I'm not, I have not done that much of things. IIM Visakhapatnam, as you know, is also a new generation IIM. We are almost as old as you are, NIT AP. But yes, you want this? That's all right, I'll use that. Okay. So, as Sir kind of helped me to nicely put up the context of what I'm going to talk about. The discussion of this program started way back in March 2023 when the directors of three institutions, IIIT Kurnool, NIT Warangal and IIM Visakhapatnam met in Hyderabad, and they started to talk about the challenges which they are facing, especially the engineering colleges, in terms of placing their students. And some of the placement they also talked about was coming from companies or organizations which are hiring you people for the role which are techno-managerial in nature. And that is why Director Professor Somya Jaru of IIM IITD Kurnool, he brought at this point that it is important to impart managerial education to the students, even though, and that is where they started to kind of deliberate electives as well. But then people, faculty members and people who are dealing with placement, they said given to the students for the management education which they are doing. And that is where we started talking about a program like this. When we started talking about a program like this, we first thought of a certificate program, and people said that a certificate program may not give them leverage in the career, because some of them who join various organizations may also want to use this as a postgraduate program degree to take leverage, or if they want to do higher education, etc. So only a certificate program may not be of that use, and therefore we started thinking of a diploma, and then which translated into a full-fledged MBA degree. So basically I'll be going to talk about what are the modalities of this program and how you can benefit from this program which we are offering. So can you go to the next slide, sir? So before I start, I thought I'll just show you a very, quick glimpse of IIM Visakhapatnam, what we are. Sir, you have a video, if you can play that video, maybe just a 2-minute video. That just gives you a glimpse of what we are, before we start. You may have to minimize this, I guess. You have to, yeah.
Environment of education and enterprise is the prestigious Knowledge Hub, the Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. The institute is fortunate to be in Andhra Pradesh or AP, synonymous with abundant prosperity. IIMV is beholden to the state government for allotting to it a spacious and serene site in sylvan surroundings in Gambhiram village of Anandapuram Mandal. The first of the 2 phases of the campus will have a built-up area of 60,384 square meters to accommodate 600 students. When both the phases get completed, the institute will have 1,15,800 square meters of built-up area to accommodate 1,170 students. This modern temple of learning will be replete with knowledge resources, amenities and facilities conducive to learning outcomes of high impact. The campus would be iconic, with ambience and aesthetics of global standards. This five-star Griha rating precinct, designed on the principles of reduce, recycle, reuse, will have a 1,500 kilowatt power solar farm, rainwater harvesting and storage facilities, coupled with 100% water recycling arrangement. More than 8,000 trees and plantations with local flavor adding to the splendor, making it carbon positive, water positive and energy positive. The master plan and buildings are designed as barrier-free and Divyangajan friendly, providing easy accessibility. The campus would be well connected not just by well laid out roads lined with trees, but also by pedestrian walkways and dedicated cycle tracks. The parking zones would include electric vehicle charging consoles, the meditation center, gymnasium, social spaces, and the full-scale sports and games facilities will offer ample opportunities for relaxation and rejuvenation. Intelligent IT systems, smart technologies, and modern audio-visual aids will ensure holistic digital transformation and seamless learning opportunities for students, faculty, and other stakeholders. Contactless gadgets will mitigate risks arising from COVID-19-like situations. To actualize its dream of being first in class in novelty and uniqueness, and best in class in optimal utilization of resources, are three reputed partners, namely R-Corp Associates, the architects, the Navratna Central Public Sector Enterprise, NBCC India Limited, the project management consultants, and Shapurji Palanji and Company, the construction agency. The tastefully designed IIMV campus is all set to take shape as a legendary landmark, enriching the elegance and ethos of the institute and enhancing the image and identity of the city of Visakhapatnam. Empowered by the IIM Act 2017 to attain standards of global excellence, the institute rededicates itself to producing competent and capable leaders and entrepreneurs to serve the cause of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
This campus is 90% ready. Every 15 days we put on our website what is the status of the campus, right? So maybe in another 2-3 months we will see campus like this. Some greenery has to come up. We have kind of imported around 5,000 trees from your own region, right? Kadiyam, if it is very nearby, we have got some 5,000 trees from here only to be planted. So coming back to the program. See, this program is basically a dual degree program which gives you, taking cues from the NEP, National Education Policy, which talks about modularity into the program, which talks about ability for you to go out and come back and continue your education. So this is how it has been designed. The first year is basically giving you a diploma. The second year, if you continue the second year, it gives you a degree, which is a full-fledged MBA degree. So basically, it gives you 2 degrees rather than having only 1 degree. You finish the first year, you get the diploma, you can get away with it. You don't have to complete the second year. You have your diploma in management. If you continue for the second year, because that becomes the prerequisite for you to have the diploma, you can complete and get an MBA degree. Second thing, as I was talking about, that these institutions wanted their existing students to benefit from it. So the biggest challenge was the location at which we are. It took me 5.5 hours to 6 hours to drive down to this place. If I have to go to Warangal, it will be even more painful if I have to drive down. So So I cannot expect you to come to my campus or faculty to always come to your campus and deliver those content. So we thought we'll keep it blended, where majority of the part in your first year is going to be online synchronous classes, which is over the platform. We offer these classes which are live classes, right? It is not recorded classes, these are live classes in which you participate. And then these live lectures are also recorded and given access to you for 15 days. This is what the policy which we have, and that is something which we adopted during the COVID days, because our normal MBA also happened in the online mode for 2 years. So we used to give access to 15 days of these recorded videos or lectures to the students, because you may have some issues at your own end in terms of network or your own, may have some surprise class or quiz or lab, and therefore 15 days you have access to those lectures, you can revisit them. So the first year will be entirely on the online mode, and the sessions will be scheduled entirely during the evenings, on alternate weekdays and one of the weekends. So when I say during the weekdays and weekends, it does not mean that we will schedule 4 and 5 hour session every day. In the first year, it's going to be only, engaging you not more than 2 hours in a day during the evening or on the weekend. So it's not that your weekend is going to be completely taken away. I'll talk about what would be your engagement in this. Please go to the next slide. See, in the first year, you are expected to complete 360 contact hours of learning to qualify for the diploma in management degree. Now, this 360 hours basically will translate into an engagement of 30 to 35 weeks during the whole 1 year duration, which will mean that you still have around 20 odd weekends for you or weeks for you when classes are not being scheduled. Why have we kept it? Because when the discussion happened between the three institutions, we were informed that there are a lot of lab examinations and you have semester system. We follow a trimester system. So in between a trimester, you may have your semester examinations and some other such things. And therefore, being a partnered program, we basically will take input from all the partnering institutions in terms of their timelines, their examination schedule, etc. And during those weekends, those weeks, before the examination or during the examination, classes will not be scheduled, so that you don't have any problem while taking care, because this is your first responsibility. You're completing your base, which is your primary education of engineering, to be very solid, right? So that was the whole objective. In second year is going to be a little loaded, because the expectation is that you have completed your for me to be able to give you an MBA degree, I cannot give you while you are into the institution, because you have not completed your B.Tech degrees. If you have not completed your B.Tech degrees, which is the undergrad degree, I cannot give you a postgrad degree. So the first requirement will be that you finish the module 1 and you register for the module 2. You register for the module 2 only when you comply for the requirement of an MBA, which is eligibility, that you already have an undergrad degree. So by then you would have your undergrad degree, and that is when you join the second year program, which is MBA. It is little more loaded than the first one, because now expectation is that you are out working for somebody, right? So we did not want it to take much of your time while you are studying, but yes, when you are working, we expect that we can extract little more time from you in terms of your weekend times which you get. So the expected engagement will be around 40 to 45 weeks out of 52 weeks in a year. So this should be your kind of commitment for the second module, right? Here, because you are not already part of any institution, there is no examinations is as such. So these additional weekends which you get is basically to take care of all these. India is a diverse country. We have many religions, many festivals, etc. So all of that has to be kind of given respect. So within 40 to 45 weeks, the whole module of the second year will be completed. This module also have a campus immersion of 1 week. So 1 week will be very intense. We want you to live the life of our flagship MBA program students in the same hostels, and doing classes in the same classrooms which I showed you. And we'll keep it very intense on that 1 week, because we want to cover a good portion, a good chunk of it before you go back to your own organization. So you may have joined your organization wherever you had been placed. That is 1 week which you need to get out from your institutions. If at all it is getting very difficult, we will figure out ways in which this can be handled, right? So still we will have that online option for those, which means blended. So those who are in campus can have it physically, but we'll stream it also online. We have developed. So COVID was a blessing in disguise for us, because that is the time when we just gave contract to our builders, and COVID happened. So we designed all our classrooms. We put that back into the design, that all our classrooms are such which can be paired. So a faculty can be teaching in one classroom, and I can stream it live onto another classroom, and you will see the faculty only standing in front of the board, and the board will be your screen. Where I'm writing anything live will get with almost maybe point 2 or 0.3 seconds of lag. You get to see the live board on your screen. If you have a decent, when I say decent, students were able to connect and attend classes using a Geo mobile phone connectivity across the country. So you have anything which is a stable 3G or a decent 4G, it will be able to give you that kind of experience. So that is a possibility. If your company organization does not leave you for a week's time, then which is fine. You can still join few days of the campus immersion, and rest of the week you can continue doing it on the online mode. But then that is the option which you have to do it in the online mode. And then there is a capstone project which is very important. Consider it to be like a mini dissertation. So basically you may have different focus areas. So let's say somebody wants to focus on finance, somebody wants to focus on operations or HR or analytics or something else. Now you may have done some electives in that particular area, but again you want to solidify your understanding of that subject by doing a full-fledged project. So you do a full-fledged project under guidance of a faculty, and the faculty will work with you on a very cutting-edge problem which is either related to your organization or the sector in which you are working, and implement that knowledge of those subjects which you have studied in that particular area or domain into that project. So that is the idea of a capstone project, which is little intense in terms of the amount of work which you will do, but the learning outcome is very great in capstone project because of the nature of it, which is more applied in the sense. So if you ask me, all in all, there is 880 hours of contact teaching which will happen, which gives you a full-fledged MBA degree. Can you go to the next slide, sir? So, you have to keep saying next maybe, yeah. So, as I said, it is online synchronous dual degrees. Go ahead to the next one. Yes. So, affordability, I'll talk about the fees, but to give you a full, ballpark figure, it is priced at 50% cost than a typical online synchronous MBA being program. Yeah, we have a program which we do for working professionals, which is an online MBA, which is priced at around 11.8 lakhs. This is almost 50% of that. Our flagship MBA today, it is around almost close to 17 lakhs, and your other expenses, which are your mess and other expenses which are over and beyond that. So it is almost 1/3 of it. So it is very, very affordable, and you get the same degree. There's no difference in the degree you get. We don't say it's a distance education. We don't say it is an online MBA. No, we say it's a Master of Business Administration, and we'll come to that. Next one, please. Yeah, we have a case study based approach which we do. We use HBR cases, Harvard Business School cases, and Ivy cases, and this is how IIMs evolved the way they teach. We put you into the context of a company, something which has already happened, and they had a problem, they had a managerial dilemma, and the subject which you are teaching, for example, let's say that they wanted to hedge their risk, and they had used some kind of derivative instruments or future instruments to hedge their risk. Now, this is how the company solved that problem which we had. So we will put you into that context of that story at that point in time. Let's say in 1997 or 2007, this company had so and so problem. We will not say that it is a derivatives problem. We'll say the company had this problem. Now there will be a fair bit of discussion which will happen within the class that how the problem can be solved. And in the process, this subject which has to be taught will come into being. So you know the application of it rather than just knowing the instruments and the tools. So you know them while experiencing the protagonist around which the case has been written. It can be a company, it can be a manager, it can be a leader in a company, etc. So our pedagogy is case-based. Saying case-based, now Harvard is 100% case-based. When I say 100% case-based, there is no lecture with it which is without cases. But India is a little different, right? If I ask you to prepare for 7 to 8 cases on a daily basis, because you may have sometime, 4, 5 or 6 sessions on a day, and every subject have a case, which means you will have to read around 7 to 8 cases on a daily basis in the evenings. That may be very taxing. So what we have, IIMs have done, we have kept a balance of it. Certain subjects, for example, business statistics, application of it, before that I need to first tell you what is central tendency, what is mean mode median, what is hypothesis testing, how do you test a hypothesis, etc., right, and why it is useful. Then comes the application. So there will be some sessions which are lecture based, some sessions which are case based. So there will be a good mix of this. Subjects like strategy or marketing will have a lot of case. Subjects like accounting, finance or statistics may have little lower number of cases than what strategy or other subjects may have. You also get a alumni status same as our other program alumni, which means you have unlimited access to all our so while you are the students, you have unlimited access to our library resources. Even if you are sitting at respective NITs or IITs or any other institution, we provide all our students a VPN access to our complete library resources, which will mean all the management books, journals, databases, etc. you can access while sitting in your own campus. While you become an alumni, all those library resources are still accessible to our alumni. At the same time, you also get connected to our large alumni network, which helps you to find better, post placement jump opportunities, like from one organization to other organization, because all these alumni will be sitting at, somebody who has been in the industry for 10 years will certainly be in a position to pull you up. And alumni have a very good cooperative attitude towards their own alumnus, so that helps, comes very handy. Then we talked about campus immersion. Can you go to the next one? Yeah, go to the next slide, please. Yes. So now eligibility. Who are eligible for the program? The program eligibility is only for pre-final year and final year. There was a couple of questions when I was talking to students at NIT Warangal that why it is not for second year. The answer to it is that we did not have a problem, because you are in second year, third year or fourth year, it is fine. You will be little less mature, that is the only problem I may have. But your own parent institutions raised a concern which we thought was very legitimate. And it was that second year is the first time a student get introduced to his department, because first year is common. So second year is the first time you are getting introduced to a department, and I want their undivided attention to the subject, and therefore that is the time when the base get formed. So let's not give them any other option, even if they want to become a manager, even if they want to don't do anything in engineering, but this is their base, this is their identity. So let their base be very clear, their identity be very clear before they choose anything to do. And therefore it is third year and fourth year, right? So if you are in third year or in your fourth year, you can apply for this program, because now the understanding is that you are reaching closer to your placements. You have this kind of a degree can give you leverage in your placement process as well, because it's a differentiator. If I'm going and recruiting a chemical engineer, and I'm getting one chemical engineer having the same competencies with only engineering degree, and you say that I also have horizontal understanding of management, I can do people management, I can do capital budgeting, I can do cost management, I can also do data visualization and analytics for your company. Why would I then recruit the other one who only knows engineering, right? So this gives you a differentiator, it gives you more skills, and certainly, IIM, we are blessed as the third generation. We are just using that, that legacy which the first generation IIMs have created with their stint of hard work, research, and the kind of management education they shaped. So IIM brand is big, like the IITs, NITs, IIMs is a big brand, and that brand itself on the CV does add a lot of value. a lot of, as madam was talking, I am also leading an incubation center. We not only incubate students who are from our own institution, we also incubate students who are from, or anybody outsider who are trying to do a venture. Now, a lot of people come and ask that why people come and apply to you, because we are part of the TIDE program, and TIDE, as you know, sir, it's a Ministry of IT and Electronics ministry initiative. So a lot of engineering institutions are there. So for the same program, when they apply, they get around 30, 35 applications. When we apply, we get 186, 187 applications. So they were asking that, why are you getting so many applications? You don't have labs. I said, we are just eating our brand image value, what we can say. Yes, some companies come to us, they know that they cannot get technology help from us, but they can get inputs on management, business models, how they can go to market, what should be their go-to marketing strategy, what should be costing and pricing. So they have right expectation that what they need to gain from us, and we also know that what we can give to you. So whenever we take some company, we tell them that we don't have technical abilities, but we have our partnering institutions who have labs, we can send you to them. But then we have limited ability. But why they come? So this question we also wanted to understand. We did a little bit of survey, and they said that if I have incubated in IIM written on my visiting card, I get easy access to any client, any vendor, whenever I go, wherever I go. So that's the kind of leverage that brand have. So certainly it will have an added value on your CV. Now, alumni of the PTI, and that is too only for the inaugural batch. Why it is? It is just because in all his, exuberance after the meeting of March 2023, the director of NIT Warangal went and announced it to the final year students that we are coming up with a program like this and you all will get benefited. And then we could not close the modalities of the program. By then they graduated. So he said that it should be our duty to give this opportunity to the alumni, at least the previous year alumni to whom we had announced that we are coming up with a program like this. So, and therefore for the inaugural batch, we have this alumni, which is the most, recently graduated batch alumni who can apply to the program. Right? So that is another thing which is also being available for this cycle only. From next cycle, alumni are not allowed. So if you are a student in 4th year, this alumni tab will not be available in the next cycle if you want to apply for the program, right? Okay, and it is also for M.Techs because again, that is one area where they said that if B.Techs can benefit, why can't M.Techs? Because a lot of M.Tech students are there who have just completed their B.Tech and gone into M.Tech. So we allowed M.Tech also. So that is how the program was designed for B.Tech and M.Tech. So any year of M.Tech or MSc Tech can also apply because you don't have M.Tech. I'm not spending much time on the M.Tech module of it. So let's go to the next slide, sir. Okay, the selection criteria. Now, the debate on selection criteria and the question of a test. So, I'll not name the professor, but somebody from NIT Warangal. He said that what is the point of getting into an MOU with you if our student have to go and write CAT? So we said, but then how do I filter the quality? He said, we have already filtered the quality. They are all coming through some level of JE. Either, you may call an IIT and CFTI or NIT as CFTI. All of them are coming through a process which we conduct, and therefore they had been already screened for their aptitude. So now only you need to test is their attitude. Do they want to do it? Will they be a good fit in the class or not? So the only thing for us to do that was to understand what do you think about this program, how this is going to benefit you. So what we said that we will have the basic eligibility criteria which we generally have in our flagship program, category wise, that if you have this much of percentage marks in your previous graduation or to apply for a MBA in IIM's flagship programs, the same cutoff remains for you also in this program, but then you have not completed your graduation. So we will judge this percentage, which will be an equivalence based on your CGPA system, percentage equivalence, based on the last graded semester which you have. So if you are a, let's say, 6th semester student and 4th semester grades are already out, so you will have a cumulative grade point average on your mark sheet. So that is what will be seen as your eligibility criteria to enter into the program given the category you fall into, right? And then over and above it, you have to write a small SOP. We knew that it's the age of generative AI, which generates a huge chunk of text. So if I give you an opportunity to write an open-ended SOP, you will write a very big SOP. So we said that we'll limit a very small SOP you need to write, but very clearly define that how this program is going to benefit you in the long-term career aspirations which you have, the goal which you have. It need not be. So let me be very clear. See, my objective is not to create pure managers. My objective is to create techno managers. And therefore, even if I'm not saying that I'm going to discourage you, that even if your long-term objective is to become a full-fledged manager or an investment banker or security analyst, which is fine. But even if it is not, and you are saying that I just want to do well in the organization where I go, I want to be one chain agent in the organization I go, I want to be an individual who is being seen as the most resourceful person in the team, in the batch of graduate engineer trainees I join, that is also completely fine because this program is going to benefit you. So try and see that how this program, the modules of the program is going to benefit you in medium-term or long-term career aspiration which you may have, right? So just try to put that into the SOP. We are not going to select you based on SOP. We are just going to reject you based on SOP. So you have to be a very bad misfit for us to be rejecting you from the program. The other question was, what should be the batch size? So we started deliberating 60, 80, and then, the discussion, we had 12 to 13 people in that discussion. We had a working lunch that day. Everybody ate biryani there only in Hyderabad. And we continued that discussion. It was a very, very fierce discussion on what should be, what should not be. So somebody said that, why do you want to have upper limit when you are doing it online synchronous? You don't have a problem of a classroom, so you don't have to limit them. Let them come. You can divide into different sections based on how much you want to handle in a management class, and let them come. Why they wanted to do it? Because the moment I limit it, one, yes, it's good for us because it becomes competitive, and it's always good for IIMs to have a very competitive set of programs which we do. But at the same time, we are a government institution, and all the requirements of your reservation, etc., will start to kick in. So if you fall in a particular category, you have certain percentage which is the number of seats which gets blocked for you. So by not keeping it, I am not restricting anybody. Irrespective of what color, creed, caste you are coming from, if you fulfill that requirement, which is your minimum CGPA requirement, and you show to be a fit to the program, you are most welcome in the program, right? Because this is a program which we are doing in partnership with the institution to help the partner institutions. So you must be thinking what we are going to get out of it. See, we don't know technology, right? Other than the mechanical degree which I have, which I did, decades back, I don't know much about technology today, right? So we as managers also want to, management faculty also want to collaborate with faculty who are in technical institutions to bid for projects. Management does not have a very healthy set of projects which we get. The highest somebody will give us will be like 10 lakhs. And they will ask, ki karoge kya? 10 lakhs is too much. What do you want of more than 10 lakhs? You don't have to buy equipment. You don't have to set up lab. So our funding becomes very constrained. And if our funding becomes very constrained, then the biggest challenge which we have is the NIRF ranking. Because a big portion of it is consulting and training and other things, right? So which means, if I have to grow as an institution, I also need to depend on institutions like you so that we can collaboratively do some research project, etc., which have techno-managerial kind of a focus in it. So that could be one starting point through which more collaboration happens, and so that MOU will have more points than the program itself, for sure. So that is the whole idea, with which this collaboration was thought of. Now, that is about the, selection criteria which you have. Go to the next slide, sir. Now, as I said, we have the term system which we follow, trimester we call it. So each trimester is around 3 to 4 months duration, right? And because we squeeze it in a full-time program to 3 months, because our students have to go for a summer internship, which is 2 months long summer internship. So typically our trimester is like 3 month system, but in online mode you don't have to do that. So it will be spread out around 4 months. So every 4 months you will have one term, and that term will have these courses. The first year has compulsory courses which we call mandatory or core courses. So all of you, no matter you want to major in finance, you want to major in marketing, you want to major in strategy or whatever, everybody should know this much of management, which is across the areas. For example, you should know how to manage technology, you should know, how to do costing, you should know how to look at financial statements, you should know how to do capital budgeting, you should know how to set KRAs for your team, review the KRAs, do people management, do talent acquisition, so things like that, operations management, some statistics, etc. So all these are very fundamental management subjects which you will doing in the first year, doing which you get the diploma degree, right? So diploma in business management. Second year is completely electives. So you hated finance like anything, good. You don't have to take any finance courses now. You can go ahead and take as many operation courses as you want, as many statistics courses as you want. You hated HR like anything, good. Don't take any HR courses in the second year. Go and take all finance courses, all statistics courses, all economics courses, or strategy or marketing courses which you want. So second year is completely something which you can define what will be your major, what electives you want to take, or a mix of electives you can take. We don't even have restrictions that if you're taking elective from entrepreneurship, you cannot take elective from marketing or some other areas. So can you go to the next slide? See, we have around 10 different sub-departments within the management institution because we only deal with management. So we have 10 different departments, and each department have these set of electives. These are all current electives which we were offering. And as the program grows, new faculty join, and the existing faculty will also develop new courses. For example, till last year we did not have any HR elective, HR analytics course, but this year one of the faculty, looking at the demand from the market, have developed HR analytics course, right? So this list of bouquet of elective keep on increasing year on year. These are some of the electives which I have picked based on what are being offered in the online MBA mode. So those are electives I have just listed. So areas like decision science, which is data analytics, economics and social science, entrepreneurship, finance and accounting, information systems. Next slide, sir. Management communication, marketing, organizational behavior, production and operations management, and strategy. So these are the 10 different verticals which we have currently, in which we offer electives. Next slide, sir. As I said, class scheduling. Yeah, you have to click. Yes. So the class scheduling, as I said, assume it to be around 10 to 12 hours of weekly engagement which you may have, right? In the weeks when I engage you. When the weeks I don't engage you, no engagement, right? And also, as I said, that we understand that you are already doing a program. So we will also, there is a directive which has already gone to the faculty who are designing these modules for you, that you only have to give them, to the extent possible, mini cases. So HBR, looking at Gen Z, have started with mini cases. So when we did our MBA that time, my Indore days, the cases used to be 28, 32 pages long. And then I have to prepare that case and then come to the class for discussion. Now people, they want bit-size information to be processed. They don't want bite-size information to be processed. So the cases have started to shrink. So a lot of information you can go and grab from other sources, but cases are very small, crisp, to the point, and the data which is given to you and discussion happens. So typically 4 to 5 pages cases. So this is what we have instructed the faculty also, to the extent possible, reduce the back-end preparation requirement for you in terms of the case study load which may have onto you in the first module. But second module, it will be completely case-based with a mix of both full-fledged and mini cases. Okay, next slide. As I said, the capstone project is a very integral part of the overall learning which happens to you. So capstone project, it will only happen at the fag end of the program, which means this last of the second year, where we assign a faculty mentor to you, and you have to work with that faculty mentor on a project of your choice, right? And more modalities of the capstone project we can discuss later. I think I'll skip that. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so just, that question came, yesterday only the admissions department keeps forwarding us some queries which comes from different students. So somebody from NIT Warangal had this question. that will my degree write online MBA or distance education MBA? So we said, okay, let's get this approved and publish it. So we got this approved and this is what the degree will look like. Master of Business Administration, nothing else. No distance, no online, nothing. I don't talk about that, what is the mode of delivery. And your program name, which is the Postgraduate Program in Management in Centrally Funded Technical Institution. So that is something which will be there. So this is an internal name we give to different programs. PGP, Postgraduate Program in Management, is our flagship program. EMBA, which we call as PGPEX, Postgraduate Program for Executives, which is for working professionals. So like that we have names, but then it does not talk about it was delivered in an online mode, it was delivered in an offline mode, it's an EMBA, it's a distance MBA. No, it's a full-fledged MBA. Go to the next slide, sir. And similarly, that the other one was, I kind of swapped it. This is diploma in business management. The certificate got swapped. That was certificate of master in business administration, but the title was diploma, right? And here it is. The title, don't go over the title. It is diploma in management, business management, which you get after the first year completion of your program. There also it is not mentioned. It's an online mode program, right? Okay, go to the next slide, sir. Okay, your requirement for you to get these degrees are a CGPA of 2.2 out of a scale of 4. We follow a scale of 4. Now, 2.2 CGPA out of a scale of 4 is not very difficult unless and until you really want to score low, right? So we don't have a mandatory fail policy. Like Indore, when I studied, they had a mandatory fail policy. So if a faculty does a grading and the bell curve is not there, which means somebody falls on the D and F side also, then the office used to reject the grade and give it back to the faculty that you need to grade again and fail somebody in the class. Even if the entire class has got 80 plus marks, I still have to fail those who got maybe 79 or 80. And because rest of them got 81 plus, so they will pass. But IIM Bangalore, which was our mentor institution, did not follow this. They followed a policy where they are saying that fail is something which can be a faculty's prerogative based on absolute cutoff which you would have thought of. For example, they feel that 35 should be the pass marks for this question paper. Then 35 says, jisko bhi niche aayega, I'll give D. But all those I can give C. So we have A, B and C grades. So C starts below 2.48, which means with a C grade also, you will be more than 2.2, right? So you have to really work very hard to fail. But then that grade transcripts carries along with you in your career. So don't just want to pass marginally. Try to get at least, if not A, at least B is very important. It's a relative grading. So in the class, those who will do better will get A. Those who do relatively less better will get B certainly, right? So not very difficult criteria to get this, but yes, there is criteria. It will not come onto a platter if you don't study, right? Okay. Now coming to the fee part of it, right? So the program fee for both module 1 and module 2, for students it is 5.5 and for alumni it is 5.8. So why this differentiation in alumni student? Because you have to ask your parents for this fee and alumni have to pay by their own earnings. And anyways, this alumni thing is only for this year because this was a request from NIT Warangal that we keep it for alumni. So it's 5.8 for the alumni, otherwise it is the same 5.5 for from the next cycle onwards. So this is the fee which is applicable to you. Yearly there will be some increase which as per the institute policy they have some 5% or something which they increase on the fee. So if you are applying to the program the next year, you will see 5 to 10% of fee increase which is approved by the board. So it is a policy which goes, the board approves for all the programs and some fee increase will happen year on year. So this is your fee. Now go to the next slide, sir. Now the first year, the best part is the first year which is the module 1 when you are the student and part of our partnering technical institution. This fee is highly subsidized. It is only 1.5 lakhs. So you get the diploma in business management with only 1.5 lakh fee. And the second module, go to the next slide, sir. And this payment is not a one-time payment. We have a policy of taking the fee before the start of every trimester. So for every trimester you have to register. For example, here also you come and register for a semester. Like that you have to come and register, which means you have to register for every trimester, and at the time of registration you have to pay the fee for that trimester, right? So this is basically to be paid in 3 installments. Luckily, because it's a diploma and degree, and that is why we do not keep certificate program, because certificate will attract GST to us, and that will be a load on to you, right? Additional 18% GST. Being diploma and degree, you don't have GST. So what you see here is the fee. You don't have any additional taxes which you have to pay over and beyond that. Go to the next slide, sir. The second year fee is 4 lakh rupees, right? So second year fee is 4 lakh rupees, and which has to be again paid in 3 installments. The first one is 1.4 because as an institution I have higher expenses in that particular trimester because you come for campus immersion. Second and third we have kept it as 1.3 each. Go to the next slide. Yeah, just click a couple of times. No, next. Okay. So the application deadline was 29th, and because we had to do this interaction at the start of January, because your session started in, after the first week of January, and then the festivities kicked in. We could not schedule this session early. So just because for your institution, for NIT AP, we are doing it late. I had taken a special permission yesterday with the committee. We have a program committee, 10-member program committee, for one representative from every area, every functional area. They are part of the committee. So we took a special approval from them that we have one final extension of the dates for you, because you need some time to make decision, write those SOPs and applies to the program. So 5th February is the last date. You may not see any more extension on the date. It will be difficult for us because we have to start the program anyhow by the end of February because of your own reasons of your own cycle of examinations, etc. So by February end the classes will start. There's a QR code. I have some sheets with me. I'll also leave it there. You can kind of use that sheets to get the QR code, which will take you to the website where that information is there, and you can access those. Those URLs are also given there. You can go to our IIM Visakhapatnam website. We have something called programs. Under the programs tab, you will see this program, postgraduate program in PGP MCI. So PGP MCI, you click there, you have admissions tab, go there, and you can register an admission, register for it. There's no registration fee, like CAT fee, there's no registration fee. Go and register for the program, apply for the program. If you are selected, you take a decision that you want to join or not, right? So I'll say it's a good opportunity for all of you, just because, somebody find this idea that let's do this. We did it, we are doing it at absolute on cost, because we also want our NEP guidelines to be kicked in. The minister will call someday the director and ask that what you are doing for NEP. It's very difficult to comply with other guidelines of NEP, right? I cannot open my doors and say whosoever from wheresoever want, and with some credit earned from some random institutions and finish your credits here and get a degree from me. I cannot open it like this. So therefore the best I can do is partnering with institutions where I know good input is coming to those institutions, who can be a good addition to the classroom, right? So this is a very, very, very nominally priced program, and you should certainly take benefit of it, right? I'm Ahmedabad. That PGP, full-fledged MBA program, is costing around 30 lakhs today, right? And any third generation IIM is hovering around 16 to 17 lakhs for the full-fledged MBA program. Additional cost will be there. Additional 4 to 5 lakhs cost will be there for you to take care of your other expenses while being in the campus. So certainly it is coming to you at a very lower cost. The ROI is very great because you don't have to leave your job. Whatever job you get, while you continue doing that for 1 year, you gain the experience. At the same time, you also get an MBA degree from a premium institution. So go to the next slide. Yeah. So these are the important dates. As I said, you keep clicking, you have to click a couple of times. Yes. So by second week, we'll be offering your offer letters, and the program is set to start by end of Feb. So last week of Feb. So you may have only around 2 weeks of time for you to take a decision and pay the first term fee or the acceptance fee of the program before it starts, right? So that's the only thing. So start working on this. Module 1 will end around Feb and March of 2025, and then we start the next module not in April, but we'll start in June, because we understand that you need to get graduated, then only I can admit you into module 2. So that's the whole idea. The third years who come into the program, they need to get graduated. The fourth year, you don't have a problem, but anyways, the program will start, the second module will start in June. By then, they have their examinations over, right, sir? June, yes. Yeah, sir, go to the next slide. Click multiple times, yes. Thank you. Yes, we have kind of talked about all of it. Only one last thing which I would like to say, even if some of you, this question came while we had an interactive session like this at NIT Warangal. So some students said that I already plan to write CAT, and maybe what if I get A, B, C, I, K, then why should I do this? I said that the chances that you crack it will be higher if you do it. At least the diploma part of it, because CAT score is one thing. The second thing is that you need to cross the PI. Who takes the personal interview? We take the personal interview. Faculty sitting in IIM. Think of faculty. Luckily, I am a mechanical engineer, right? But 5 of my different faculty colleagues, of those 5, 4 of them are not engineers, right? They are hardcore commerce graduates, and they have studied commerce. Now you sitting an engineer in front of them saying that I want to do an MBA, what do you think that they will ask you that how does a pulley work, or how does a cam function, or tell me that what is Bernoulli's theorem? No, right? They will only ask you about, okay, India increased the FDI limit on so and so. How do you think it is going to impact the tourism, or how do you think what happened in Maldives back then? What do you think will be impact on some other sector, right? So basically they know, they will ask, we all are frogs in the well. Our well size may be of different diameter, but we ask questions from our context, what we have learned, what we have been exposed to. So that faculty will ask from management, right? So if you have vocabulary of management, the chances that you can give them a very convincing answer will be higher, and therefore you will be having a higher chance of getting into an IIM. CAT only takes you till PI. Cracking the PI has a very high weightage, because MBA is not about you knowing mathematics or you are able to solve mathematics quickly. We need both sides of your brain, left and right, right? So we want to understand, while I sit along with you in the personal interview, that what kind of psyche do you have? Are you a good fit in the class? Do you bring some kind of diversity? Do you have some kind of, you say, I'm very interested, I want to become a manager. Okay, what you have done to become a manager? I want to become a swimmer. Okay, what you have done to become a swimmer? Nothing. And how can I get convinced? At least you say that I bought swimming costume. I tried twice. I was nearly dead. I could not swim because there was no tutor. But then I tried. I can swim 10 meters as of today. But my dream is that I want to be a gold medalist in some Olympics someday for India. I say you're trying, right? I know you have done something. But if you come without doing something, then there is a problem. We ask this question that, okay, do you study economic times? And they say, no, I study Times of India. I said, okay, very good, boy. Go. I mean, if you want to do an MBA, you were preparing for CAT, and you are not even reading about, Economist or Times of India, then what do I ask you? From where do I ask you? Then again I have to ask the same question, tell me about Bernoulli's theorem. Right? And that is also important, right? Be very sure. See, how does a motor work? You cannot say boom, boom, or how does a motor start? You have to tell me how does a motor function? What is the difference between a DC and an AC motor, right? So if your fundamentals are not clear in something which you spent 4 years of your life, how can I get that satisfaction that in 2 years you will master something which is a very different domain? So that kind of, that shows up on the table when you sit there in a PI, right? If you have done these courses. If I see, let's say I'm in Ahmedabad, I see that you have done a DBA, which is the Diploma in Business Management from one of the IIMs. I find it so easy to teach you, to train you, because you know statistics, right? You know OBHR, you know the basics of all of it. The chances that you will do better in their classrooms are very high. You will get better CGPA. right? While all of them are trying to understand the ledger, balance sheet, what is ledger, credit, debit, credit हुआ है, left में जाएगा, right में जाएगा. Struggling engineers struggle like anything, accounting, right? That what is ledger, credit, debit, balance sheet never balances. In an examination, most of the time we write keep the change just to balance it. So it is so difficult for engineers to get into groups of subjects like this. Think you already know it. How easy it will be for you to go and score better. And if you score better, your chances to get a better placement when the companies come. See, BCG and Bain and McKinsey will not come and say, okay, every 400 of you come and sit, I'll interview you. No. They will filter you. So they'll say all those who have 3.5 plus CGPA only to appear in the test. Then they will filter and then call for interview, right? So if you have not have 3.5 CGPA, you are not even eligible for Bain, BCG or McKinsey, the top four, which gives you a very healthy mudra, right? So the point is this. So even if you eye for something like that, going to a Harvard, going to a Stanford, going to an ISBs of the world, this is certainly going to be very, very handy in you doing good in the time when you join the program, let's say 2-3 years down the line, right? So look at it as a good opportunity. If not full-fledged MBA, don't miss out on DBA. It's a very, very good opportunity. A very throwaway price. Our certificate programs which we offer for the working professional, and today only one of my program is going to get launched, which is Accelerated Program in Management for Banking and Finance Professionals, which is priced at 1.99 lakhs for 125 hours of teaching. And they have to pay separately for the campus immersion, they have to pay separately for the executive alumni. We don't even give them alumni status. We give them executive alumni with very limited benefit. Plus GST of 18%, right? Modi ji will not forget it. So another 18% of GST, which will be levied on. So almost 2.5 lakhs program for them, which is only 125 hours of, 135 hours of teaching which is involved into it. Here is the DBA, which is a diploma, which is a degree kind of a program. It's not certificate, right? It's a degree. So you get a diploma in management with only 1.5 lakhs while you are continuing your own education, your own engineering education. That improves your own chances of better placement in your campus also, and your post placement job career growth, as well as sir was mentioning that you are bound to do managerial things, so therefore you will do better. And the last but not the least, even if you want to do higher studies, this will certainly come very handy. This will come certainly very handy to you. And those of you who feel like chemical engineering nahi karna tha, galti ho gaya, now I cannot change it. Okay, then go and do trading, go and do something else, go and do supply chain. So you have also an opportunity to pick something which you may have discovered during these 2-3 years that this is your first love, and maybe. No, I'm just giving chemical engineer because I could connect to sir. There's nothing wrong to chemical engineering. I'm just saying that, right? So if you don't feel like in this department I did not want to, I'm not feeling that I have good prospect or the kind of job roles which are there in this department. I don't want to be that. So this is a good opportunity for you to do a transition, right? Get into a different role, become a banker, become an investment banker, become a security analyst. In IITs, one of the in the last 4 years, I think 5 IIT interns have done internship with me, summer internship, and one of them got placement into Nomura, the other one into Goldman Sachs, right, and the third one into an algo trading company. I also have not heard of that name. It's a startup company paying very highly, but they are engineers, right? So were they doing internship with the finance faculty? So that they can again do that certification. I have done something in finance, and therefore you at least shortlist me, and then I can tell you that what kind of skills I have, right? So a lot of people who are having good technical insights, who are good mathematically, are going and joining these, trading companies, algo trading companies, fintech companies. Not a bad idea for you, because they also need people who have, technical background, who can connect businesses back to the managerial thoughts, right? So that's the whole idea about this program. Sir, can you just leave us on the last slide maybe? Yes, so thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. question, queries? Yes, madam. I'll also come down. You can cover that side, I can cover this side. Yes.
Sir, what kind of placement assistance would be offered?
Okay, so about the placement thing, now placement in IIMs is a student-driven activity. We have student placement cells, and the student placement cell is such that they don't even share data with us, right? So they have a chartered, I was like astonished the first time I got to know that. They have a chartered which is being signed by the board of the IIM saying that the institute will not interfere with you on these matters, and the data which you have is completely yours. So one program does not share data with the other program, but yes, any program is free to start their own placement committee, and the institutions, both your current institution where you are, and we, the institution which is offering the program, will support that committee in finding suitable jobs for you, which are techno-managerial in nature or managerial in nature. That's assistance we can provide, but it has to be driven by the batch which gets selected into the program. Right? The batch will select a committee, the batch will form that committee, they will write their bylaws, how to run the placement committees. I know in engineering colleges it is very much institution driven. There will be a placement officer, the placement officer will do everything. It is not the same in management institutions. Did I answer your question? Okay. Any other questions, queries? No? Okay, if you have any queries, you can write to these email IDs. I think the first one will be most responsive to you, which is the admission office created for this program itself. So there will be one dedicated resource who will be looking at all the queries which come around admissions about this program. So this is pgpmciadm@iimv.ac.in. You can write to that email ID if you have any queries while filling the form, etc. Right? And I'm leaving some. Yes, ma'am.
Students like OBC, SC, ST.
In terms of fees,
Ah,
no, sir, no. Fees is the same for our flagship program. Also, category wise, we don't differentiate in fees. The only differentiation is in the eligibility criteria. That for a regular, non-reserved category student, it is the eligibility is 55%. If it is 55%, a different category will have lower eligibility criteria, but fee remains the same, sir. Yes.
in our institute, based on economical status, we have some fee concession, like
Yes, sir. Yes.
MEB, OEB. That's why I asked that.
No, that we do not have, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this is from the students' end. They might be having this particular question, I'm not sure. The CGPA you have told us for 3 semesters in case it is considered for 4 semester. 4 semester CGPA is considered
Yes, yes, ma'am.
if the student has completed 3 years. In case after joining, if his CGPA comes down, then what?
No, it is like a marriage, right? It's done. The deed is done. Now you have to accept it, right? So if it comes down, it is not a problem, because my contact with the students start on the eligibility. Eligibility was at the time of admission. So at the time of admission, what was your CGPA is what we are looking at, and therefore should not be a problem.
Okay, will that be a conditional offer letter or something like that?
No. We are looking at your last graded marks. So because we are only dealing with partner technical institutions,
Okay.
so we will come to you once we receive all the application. We'll come to individual institution and ask you that is 4th semester the last graded semester for all the departments. If you say no, it is 5th semester, then 5th semester becomes my benchmark to look at the CGPA. If you say no, it is 4th semester, then I look at 4th semester as the CGPA and ask you that you give me a conversion formula which according to your institution you have defined. that CGPA to percentage conversion. And then I put everybody into that percentage conversion and then see if they are fulfilling that requirement given the category they fall into. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Yes.
For awarding degree,
Ji.
usually we conduct exams.
Examinations, yes, sir.
So the exams will be in offline mode, correct?
Sir, we actually discussed about it. We also have both the processes. One is offline and online. So because the students are here only, some of the examinations we can take your, help in doing that. And, and that's why, when you see the MOU, there is some kind of financial assistance which we also give as a share to you so that you can take care of certain examinations just to kind of facilitate them. Maybe one individual from our office can come and then the examinations can be done. But the quizzes, the tests and all are done in an online mode. So we have also procured, proctoring softwares, which kind of freeze your screen and keeps looking at your eyesight, that where you're looking, all that. So all that things are there. So we have all that in place. So mix of both will be there, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So I'm currently in my third year and second semester of my third year.
Yes.
So by when will I be studying my starting my first module? So if I go by the dates you gave, this February,
This February.
or
And
if can I start taking it in my fourth year as well?
you can start in your fourth year as well if you want.
Okay, sir.
But I'll suggest that if you want to benefit in your placements as well, better to, more advisable. So because we wanted, ideally we wanted it to be only for pre-final year students because that is going to be benefiting you most in your placements. Final years, a lot of people said that they have their projects, this, that. But again, they were kind of mixed reaction to it. Somebody said, so what, project hai to hardly they don't do anything on the projects. So eventually what we decided, okay, third year, fourth year, both should be allowed. Somebody may feel like, let me finish everything and then towards the end of the fourth year, let me pick that up. Somebody may feel that I want to leverage from this in my placement itself in the institution and therefore let me start in third year itself. So either way is welcome. Yeah.
Any?
How many hours you should dedicate for the preparation? Campus immersion. Okay, while you are in the first module, you are asking about the first module. First and second module. So are you asking about how much time you will be in IIMV campus? Okay. So in your first module, you will not come to IIMV campus unless and until what we will do, we will have a, some kind of a gathering which we will just do sometime. Just that all the institution people come and be there, which will be optional. No education at that point in time. Education happens in the second module. At the start of the second module, there is a 7-day long campus immersion which will happen, right? So that is when you will be in the campus. Sorry? Yes, second module, right? Because the understanding is this. So the idea was this: I cannot come to an institute and say that you give your student that they don't go and they don't honor their placements and start doing MBA. No, that's not the idea. You have your own technical career path which you want to follow, but you want to build managerial competencies into it. So you will be doing your own job after fourth year, but should be able to complete your MBA. So if I do more campus immersion, it will be difficult for you to take off. So that's the whole idea of keeping it shorter. You are a student? Yes. No, the latter part of it I did not say. It's okay, ask. It's just that I did not listen.
Do we have student loans in this program of IMV?
Okay, yes, I think student loan should be there because it's a full-fledged program. The only courses where our banking partners do not extend loan facility is the certificate programs. But anything which is a full-time degree granting programs, typically loan facilities are available. So that should be available to you. We can connect these banking partners to you at the time of when the offers are sent. With that, we can also send you the details, so you can follow that details to avail those loans if required.
Sir, I think all banks will offer loans, sir, because since
Yes.
it's a CFDI,
Yes, sir.
so automatically will get.
Only certificate programs they don't. Like these which I mentioned, for example, accelerated program in banking professionals and all. For that they don't provide. So some other financial institutions are there who give a little higher loan, but the true education loan, which have some kind of moratorium and lower interest rate, etc., that for a degree program certainly should be there. Yes.
Okay, all right. We'll close the Q&A session here itself because we are running short of time. However, I have already circulated the brochure through Connecting NIT AP. So you can go through that brochure, and if you have any doubts or if you want to have any, for any clarifications, you can send emails, because email IDs are mentioned over there, okay? All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. I have kept some leaflets here.
Okay, sir.
You can
Sure, sir. We'll
just
distribute.
put
Yes,
some
yes.
on notice boards or give to students.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you,
we'll
sir.
do that.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, I strongly advise you, those who are interested in pursuing MBA degrees, okay, earlier the best, right? So you can register and you can make use of this wonderful opportunity, right? Most importantly, thank you so much, sir. So you have come all the way from Visakhapatnam in spite of your busy schedule. You have come here and gave information to all our students. Thank you so much, sir. So I request our in charge registrar, Dr. Dinesh B. Shankar Reddy, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, dear students and all the faculty who have gathered here. Yeah, so now you have all listened to this particular MOU which we are about to enter with IIM Visakhapatnam. I am very much thankful on behalf of director as well as on behalf of institute. I am thankful to the director IIM Vizag because in one of a meeting which I attended in Vizag, I just crossed across the director. At that time the discussion has come wherein NIT Warangal and IIT DM Karnool are entering MOU with IIM Vizag. Are you interested? Then immediately see why not, because it's a very one of the highly useful MOU which we are bringing in for the sake of students. We had many MOUs previously. They mostly deal with the knowledge exchange between faculty and then the scientists working in the industries. So it's one along with IIT Madras. This is another one which is highly beneficial. And after looking at the flyer, I was very happy with the fee that they are charging. So because all of you know, those who are trying to pursue the MBA or about to write CAT, you might be aware of the fee structure there. Even the deemed universities are costing a bomb. So our NIT students, like with the admission which you get in NITs, with the same your JEE score, you can enter into IIM also, and you can get a degree. So my request is, talk to your parents and first you yourself be convinced, like can I pursue this particular course along with my regular academics, and how beneficial it will be. So have a cross check at everywhere, and as the this time is very limited, and as this MOU will be continued further. So for the next second year students or maybe the current third year students who wish to pursue in the coming year will have a certain amount of time, and current final year students you have very limited amount of time. And as advised by Professor Shamim, I also advise the third year students to take this as an opportunity, because during your final year you can complete the PG diploma, and by the time you pass out you can either continue with the regular MBA or you can after joining into your job. So by 5 years you have 2 degrees in your hand. One is your B.Tech, the other one is MBA. So that is an added opportunity. So I once again extend our sincere thanks to Professor Shamim and to the director IIM Vizag for letting us to enter into the MOU. And I thank all the students who have assembled here to listen to Professor Shamim. Thank you. And sorry to bother you, like we have a small oath taking because now elections are fast approaching. As an young voters, Election Commission of India has given a circular to take oath from all the young voters who have just crossed 18 or about up to 21 years of age. So we'll take only 2 minutes of your time. I request all of you to please stand and take this oath. Maybe you can keep your right hand forward. Yeah, please you keep your right hand forward. I read the pledge and you just read along with me. We, the citizens of India, having abiding faith in democracy, hereby pledge to uphold the democratic traditions of our country and the dignity of free, fair and peaceful elections, and to vote in every election fearlessly and without being influenced by considerations of religion, race, caste, community, language or any inducement.
Alright, thank you. So snacks are arranged outside. Okay, so please form a queue. From one end you form a queue and leave the queue.